Hey everyone, this is our top 10 list of the top 10 Marvel films
of all time.
Number 10,
The Incredible Hulk. Okay, so this movie...
A lot of people actually really hated this movie.
Yeah, they give it a lot of crap, but you know, it was better than Ang Lee, right?
Yeah, I thought it was better than the Ang Lee Hulk, where if he gets angry, he just gets bigger, which I thought was pretty damn stupid. But, yeah, this movie gets a lot of crap because...
You also see some Hulk butt cheeks in the old one.
Oh, yeah, Hulk butt cheeks. You know, I love those Hulk butt cheeks. But this one gets a lot of crap because it's probably the most disjointed MCU film out of all of them. Because they recast Hulk in the Avengers. I personally like Mark Ruffalo more than Edward Norton, but Edward Norton, he was pretty good in this movie.
Yeah.
The action scenes in this film are really good. Like I just go back to the movie and just rewatch all the Hulk scenes again.
Yeah.
The transformations are pretty damn cool.
The only downside to it is that the Hulk CGI doesn't look anything like Edward Norton like it did in the Ang Lee and...
Yeah, in the Ang Lee movie, it kind of looked like Eric Bana, like kind of like the way his face looked.
In
and
the Avengers, it looked like Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's not really a downside, but
it's not a bad movie. That's why it's at my number 10 because I probably like it the least out of all of the movies I put in this list.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I can't really think of anything really bad about this movie. It was just that. It was a bit disjointed and didn't really make a whole lot of sense most of the time. And the guy who plays General Ross, who returns in Civil War, is great.
Yeah.
Please
bring back the leader with his big head thing.
Yeah. Bring back the leader from that end scene in Hulk, because come on, dude, you never finish up that storyline. Okay. Bring in the leader back.
Okay.
Okay, that's the Incredible Hulk.
Number 9. Iron Man 3.
So this movie also pissed a lot of people off, mainly because of the plot twist in the movie, it turns out the Mandarin wasn't really the Mandarin. It was an actor.
Some lame dude in a beard.
Yeah, some lame actor in a beard. He's like, no, don't shoot.
It's kind of funny though.
It was a bit funny. It got a good chuckle, but yeah, I can kind of see why people get angry at that. A little chuckle. I can kind of see why people got a little mad with that.
Yeah,
all the
fanboys.
Yeah, but at the same time, there's a lot of great set pieces and ideas in this film. Yeah. I like how the Iron Man suit comes to him, kind of like Thor's hammer in this movie,
Yeah, the action, when he's in the construction area and he jumps off that thing, and then the suit just catches him and it opens up. He just jumps into it.
Yeah.
All the suits fighting at the end.
Yeah.
Really great action in this movie.
And also, Robert Downey Jr. is back as Iron Man. I mean, that's why we come to see these movies, just to see Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr. is the saving grace of all these Iron Man movies.
Yeah.
And yeah, apart from the big plot twist where the Mandarin didn't actually turn out to be the Mandarin, which, kind of made me angry the first time I saw it. And the Mandarin turned out to be this, nerdy guy that Tony shunned at a party or something. I don't know. Hey guys, at least it's better than Iron Man 2. Okay, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'll let you have that anyway. Okay, that's Iron Man 3, everyone. Number 8. Spider-Man 1. 2002.
So this movie was groundbreaking when it came out.
Yeah, it was really, really good. And Tobey Maguire, before spoilers for Civil War, I guess, maybe. Before Civil War, Tobey Maguire was my favourite Spider-Man.
Well, yeah.
It's not really a spoiler, just saying that Spider-Man is sick in Civil War, just putting that out there.
Okay, shut up. We've already talked enough about Civil War's Spider-Man. Okay, we need to talk about the first Spider-Man.
Yeah, we're here for Spider-Man 1. Okay, this movie... Yeah, it was groundbreaking at the time. I remember watching this when I was a little tacker. It was so good. I love Willem Dafoe as Green Goblin.
Yeah,
It's
he
perfect
was
casting.
crazy over the top, and a lot of people think that's a downside to the movie, but I thought it was great.
Yeah.
He was hilarious.
Yeah. And yeah, it's just really, really good. Like
Yeah,
Spider-Man, he was.
It was good for like setting up it was like kind of like the birth of superhero movies. Apart from
Yeah.
X-Men kind of started that like 2 years earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it was really good for its time, and I still don't think I don't think it's as cringy as people say. It's cringy nowadays. I don't see it. I think it's like, it scared the hell out of me when I was a kid. Sure, when
Yeah,
it's like going into the fire building and he's like, "Miss," and he touches the Green Goblin's arm. It's like, "Ah!" And then he kicks him across the
Power Ranger.
Yeah, that scared the hell out of me. Also, the Green Goblin suit is a bit goofy.
It's like a Power Ranger.
I wish it was a little more close to the comics, but yeah,
We totally get that in the Amazing Spider-Man too. Oh, darkness, my old
But
friend.
anyway, yeah, that Spider-Man 1, it would have been higher on the list if it wasn't for its sequel. Number 7,
Iron Man 1.
So,
Okay.
I didn't actually like this movie as much as other people did at the time.
Yeah, it's still, don't get us wrong, it's still a great superhero movie. It's groundbreaking. It's kicked off the MCU, and
yeah, if we didn't have Iron Man, we wouldn't have the MCU as it
is today.
Yeah, we wouldn't have.
Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. He's arguably the best superhero casting of all time.
Yeah, I mean, Robert Downey Jr. just like does his thing in this film.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the movie in a few years now. I just remember it being really good, but I still don't think it's as like amazing. I wouldn't put it in my top 5, hence it being at number 7 on this list.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't like put it that high. It's still great for what it is, and if we didn't have this movie, we wouldn't have things like, we wouldn't have started this chain of just like constantly spectacular
Movies. Superhero movies.
Yeah, because this movie really did start. This was Marvel Studios' first film, and then with this movie, they got the confidence to like keep making more and have all these joined universes, and like.
This is also another movie which took a kind of obscure character and then put it through the obscurity blaster machine, and then it came out the other end, and boom, Iron Man.
Yeah. I mean, Iron Man wasn't too well known by the time this movie came out, and with this film, a lot of people's favourite Avenger now is Iron Man, thanks to Robert Downey Jr. and thanks to this movie.
Yeah, I think he might be my favourite Avenger. I don't know, Cap's up there.
So now, my main thing about this movie, at least it's better than Iron Man 2. A constant theme in these. Number 6.
X-Men 2.
So this movie, you haven't seen this film in a while, have you?
No, I have no idea about anything about this movie, so you can just talk about it.
Jeez, you've never seen it?
No, I don't think so.
Oh my god, you're missing out. Okay, so I saw this film on Netflix like a few days ago. I rewatched it, right?
Oh.
I love this movie so much. Like it was obviously the sequel to X-Men in 2000, and it introduced Hugh Jackman. I mean, Hugh Jackman was in the first movie, but he didn't really have like a huge role as he did in this movie. And it also had Nightcrawler in this film, and that opening sequence with
fan favorite.
Yeah, he might be my favorite X-Men, like, except for
with
Wolverine.
Juggernaut.
No, that's X-Men 3. We don't talk about that film.
Yeah,
we won't talk. We don't talk about
One
that.
does not simply talk about the last stand.
Okay, but but I think Nightcrawler now is my favorite X-Men, apart from.
Totally was the last stand.
Shut up, Brody.
X-Men
Brody,
franchise.
shut up. You don't know about this film.
Oh.
But anyway, Nightcrawler might be my favorite X-Men next to Wolverine now. I mean, that opening scene with like Nightcrawler taking out all the freaking FBI agents in the White House.
Oh
He's
yeah,
just, like,
I actually think I might have seen this. Yeah.
Oh well, it's too late now. He's like telling putting all around the place, just like flipping, throwing guys across the room. It's cool. He's a badass, and
He's a Nightcrawler.
yeah, this film.
I'm a Nightcrawler person.
He just basically, this movie just like improved on everything that the last film was. It had more of a stable story. It had more emotional scenes, and yeah. And a running theme in this countdown is that I'm saying it's a lot better than sequels. It's a lot better than X-Men 3 and X-Men Origins Wolverine. Now, this would be my favorite X-Men movie if it wasn't for X-Men Days of Future Past. This movie is special, okay? This movie does what I don't think any other superhero movie has done, which is erase all the other continuity that the other movies had made. Let me start off by saying this movie is amazing. Bryan Singer came back to direct this one, and he said, screw it, I'll erase all the mistakes that past directors have made to the past X-Men films. Last 10. But yeah, he made it his own again. He clearly makes the best X-Men movies. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, last guy directed Last Stand, he tried and he failed. Okay, and so Bryan Singer just said, okay, forget it, erase it, put this new continuity in, make it good. And he did. They even erased the Wolverine, which had not even been out for a whole year at that point, because Wolverine had adamantium claws in X-Men Days of Future Past, and he lost them in the Wolverine, so Bryan Singer was just like, my brain, erase all of it. But this movie, sadly, was the dawn of making Mystique a main lead. And I have nothing against Jennifer Lawrence personally, but I don't know, the way she plays her Mystique is just kind of annoying to me. And I just feel like she kind of half-asses it now. And now that she's, like, in charge of Apocalypse, like, the leader, I'm just kind of, like, I've got a little Mystique fatigue at this point. But, okay, who cares? But Wolverine, Hugh Jackman, is obviously the main character in this movie. Like, he really just, he leads this film. Without him, I don't think any of the X-Men films would have worked. And I'm excited to see him back for Apocalypse. Oh, spoilers, guys. But also, Evan Peters as Quicksilver. That scene is worth the price of admission on its own. If I could just watch that scene on loop, I would. That scene is worth the price of admission. X-Men Days of Future Past. Number 4.
Spider-Man 2. Now this movie,
I
love this movie.
Yeah, this movie is pretty fantastic. I mean, again with these movies, they improve on the sequel in almost every respect. Like, the villain was better. I mean, you got to know him like for the first half of the movie, and then he was just kind of like, hey, Frankenstein into these little claw things on my back, I guess.
Yes, Sony, this is how superhero movies work. You choose one villain and you stick with it, and then you just build that villain. Don't choose like 10.
Sony made the Spider-Man movies too. You know.
Spider-Man, but no.
So these movies were better than the Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, better than the Amazing Spider-Man. 2 will, I don't know what the thing for 2 is, but it was gonna be a trilogy, and then the Amazing Spider-Man 2 actually sucked so much dick, so it was just like, oh, okay, give it to Marvel. But back on the subject of this movie, it improved over the last one, like, tenfold.
Nearly every way, yeah.
Yeah, that train fight scene with Spider-Man and Doc Ock is still, like, one of my top 5 favorite superhero scenes of all time. And it was just so good when Doc Ock was robbing the bank, and he was like, all the fight scenes in this movie are just like really slick, and the CG was definitely updated from the last one. And yeah, Spider-Man 2, just kind of like, improved on Spider-Man 1 in basically every way. Like, the villain was better, Tobey Maguire was better, Mary Jane actually... No, she was still useless. But in this movie, the villain was a lot more emotional, and he actually cared when, he died. So you're like, oh no, that really sucks. Yeah, but Spider-Man 2, great movie.
Yep. Amazing.
No, that's the Amazing Spider-Man. You don't want to talk about those movies. Number 3, Captain America: Civil War.
Woo! Yeah.
Now, we've already talked about this movie before.
Yeah, get lost. Watch our other review.
Yeah, if you want our thoughts on the film, then just go watch our spoiler-free and spoiler reviews on the film. But if we'll give you a quick analysis on what this movie is. It improved on The Winter Soldier a lot in the way that the emotion was portrayed between these characters. It was emotional. It had the best fight scene in superhero history. Every character was extremely well balanced.
Plus Spider-Man.
God, we've spoken enough about Spider-Man, okay? But we'll just go over again. Tom Holland, the best Spider-Man. I know I just said in the last one that Tobey Maguire does an amazing job as Spider-Man. I was joking. Tom Holland, he's better than Tobey Maguire. He's better than Andrew Garfield. He really owns this movie. I'm sorry. I don't want to talk about Spider-Man anymore. I'm kind of like Spider-Man'd out at this moment. I don't know how he can be Spider-Man out. But
anyway, yeah. Long story short, movie's great. Tom Holland's best Spider-Man. Can't wait for his solo film. Off the subject of Spider-Man, this movie's great. Can't wait for future Marvel movies after what this movie did to the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah. Without giving spoilers away, just go watch the film. It's in the cinemas now. Just go watch it. Go watch it, mate.
Yeah, you just
go watch it with a bunch of friends and just.
You're missing out.
Yeah, it has like a few flaws, but you'll overlook them. It's great. The fight scenes are great. Spider-Man's great. Black Panther's great. Every character is awesome.
Right.
Number 2, Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, this movie really surprised me. I think it surprised everyone when it came out, because this was one of the films that when I first heard of it, I thought was never going to work.
Yeah.
Because it got these, like, really obscure characters and just said, okay, we're going to make a movie about them. Just kind of like what Marvel's going to do with the Inhumans.
Yeah.
Well, that's off the Marvel slate now, isn't it? But
hopefully, fingers crossed for that rumoured deal between Fox and Marvel, I don't know.
Yeah, but yeah, they made these really obscure characters into some of the most funny and lovable characters in all of the MCU. Like, Groot, he only had one line during the movie, and he was amazing. And
Yeah.
Star-Lord, Groot, Rocket Raccoon.
Technically, you had 2 lines.
Oh, okay, 4 only had 2 lines. But, yeah, we won't go into spoilers of Guardians of the Galaxy. But basically, it's a really good film. They made these obscure characters into pop culture icons. Like, I think everyone can name what characters are now. Like, oh yeah, that's Star-Lord.
Except for Gamora. You haven't even mentioned her yet.
No. Oh, Gamora. Yeah, she's good.
More like Gamora.
Oh, shut up, Bodhi. Come on. Really?
Yeah. Gay is an insult. That's a bad word. Anyway, yeah, this movie is great.
Yeah. I think this movie really proves that anyone will go see a Marvel movie if you just slap the word Marvel on the front. On the front poster, and they're just like, oh, it's a Marvel movie. Okay, same thing with Ant-Man. I mean, I knew about Ant-Man, but a lot of people didn't, and
He's like one of my favourite Marvel characters.
yeah.
Even before the movie.
Anyway, Guardians of the Galaxy, amazing soundtrack, great cast. Just like, basically everyone was just really, really solid.
Yeah, they fit their role.
Yeah.
Spot on.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see what the next Guardians movie brings to the table. Honourable mentions. Number 1, Fant Stick.
Oh my god, this is a...
Uh-oh, the fanboys. But, no, in all seriousness, I love this movie. This movie, everyone in the world disagrees with me for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, I personally found this movie intriguing. it was interesting. The cast, oh my god, the cast blew me away. They were so interesting that it was so sad that future Fantastic Four movies got cancelled.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, I was
This is just
heartbroken.
like a masterpiece.
This film is the single best film to come out of any Marvel studio, like, whether it be Sony, whether it be Fox, whether it be Marvel Studios itself. This movie
Blew us away.
It was fantastic. The story, it stringed me along. It was so good. It was coherent. Doctor Doom, perfect. The action scenes, perfect. This movie does everything right. Like, in every regard, this movie, from every single base, no matter how you slice it, this movie is a bloody work of art. It is a masterpiece.
It is fantastic.
Yes. Like, this movie is... Go watch it if you haven't already. It's so good. Lol, get the hell out of here! I'm joking. Number 1, The Avengers. Of course. Was there any doubt? I mean, Christ. You can't beat The Avengers.
It's a freaking masterpiece.
The Avengers was... I know we use this term a lot. Groundbreaking.
Yeah.
It was what every Marvel movie beforehand promised. It lived up to the hype. All these characters in one film just lived up to the hype. All these characters got equal screen time. They played off each other so well. The action scenes, oh my god, the action scenes, they were seriously really good. And like every bit of the cast just kind of worked in the way you would think they would work, and it lived up to the hype.
Yeah.
And
masterpiece.
This truly is a masterpiece. And
yeah, I watched this last night, and going back to it, I just love it. Oh god, masterpiece, best Marvel movie of all time.
Yeah, and same with the villain, Tom Hiddleston as Loki. I think this is the film that really cemented him as a great Marvel villain.
The best, arguably.
The best, arguably. I still think the villains from the TV shows are pretty damn good, like Kilgrave and Kingpin. Yeah. But this movie, it lived up to the hype. Everyone was hyping it up. Everyone thought it couldn't be done. All these characters, you cannot possibly put all these characters in one movie and not have it just like absolutely flop. But they got the perfect director for this movie, Joss Whedon, who is really good at ensemble movies. He directed most of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and he did amazing on this film. This film is great. Mark Ruffalo is great as the new recast for Hulk. Everything in this movie is just so goddamn good. Like, I love this film. It is my favourite Marvel film of all time. And thank you, everyone. That has been our countdown of the top 10 Marvel films. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Peace.